Hello there, I am Gifty Auntie and welcome to TSP with Gifty Auntie.
Who can deny Gifty?
No.
I don't think anyone shall. Thank you for having me.
Hello, I am Gifty Auntie and welcome to TSP with May. This month of August, you know, is always special to me because it's the month that the Lord gave me my heart desire. The month that the Lord blessed me with a beautiful gift called Nyami Enyo Nyam. The glory of God. The month that I became a biological mother just by grace and a miracle. So I do not play with it. Anyway, today I'm about to capture the stories of some amazing young women. Few weeks ago, three gentlemen and a lady walked to my office to invite me to a program. And when they told me a little bit about the program, I told them I need to get them on the set. Who in this world today, especially in Ghana, decide to give free training, tuition to young people, especially young girls in dire need of help and support? Listen, I'm not going to give you all, but the man whose vision it is to see this happen is here. Well, let me say thank you to Ayansky Fabric for my silk fabric, and then of course my rich auntie vibe. It's my Dylan House of Fashion. Thank you so much. My hair is by the one and only Hair Center Beads, and of course beaded earrings by Twinny Craft. Makeup by Teiva, and makeup products once again Sigma by Maybelline. So as I stand here, I'm a walking advert and mannequin. So don't sit there and say I want to be like your money they go chop up. You see, so arbitrary, you know, everything. You know, just last month July, the TSP with Gifty and formerly the Standpoint chalked 16 good years. Now enough of that, we'll talk more about that, but this is the time for me to invite the man, the Reverend, the visionary, the Reverend Oquaye. Please put your hands together for him. Reverend, thank you so much for coming. We are grateful. We are ready to hear your story and what has brought you here. Kindly take your seat here.
Thank you.
I'll be back. Welcome back to TSP with Gifty Auntie. Just in case you missed the intro, remember today we are capturing the untold stories of some amazing young lady and the man, the Reverend, who's made it his passion, his mission, his vision, his ministry to make sure that as many as he can, he'll make sure that they do not slip through the cracks, but they are captured and helped and given an opportunity to make something out of their lives. Now, before I go on to speak with him, let me start by acknowledging my sponsors, and it's Old Mutual. Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, the new order of retirement is here. Now you can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It's that easy. Yes, it's that easy. Believe me. The best part is you get to enjoy added benefits of an annual increase every single year. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333, 050-453-4333, or visit www.oldmutual.com or simply dial *789*01# to request a call. Obrapa. Ahunto Oquaye. We are also sponsored by Telecel. You know the new order. Telecel, you get all the benefit, the quality, the clarity, the data is the most reasonable network you can be on today. Again, we say thank you to Verna Mineral Water. Verna has a balanced pH level, right? Minerals, all the qualities and the quantities of minerals you need. It's low in sodium, and they also believe, like Reverend, giving back to society by changing lives and spreading and sharing love wherever they go. We are grateful to Kidsville, the place. You didn't see the smile on my face. Yes, Kidsville, where every child's dream comes to life, and the child in every adult is also at play. As soon as you enter, from toys to shoes to clothes, to get for newborns, to parties, balloons, what have you. Everything is in there. And trust me, you may go in wanting to buy just one. You tell yourself, oh, just 5 minutes. You may spend an hour because of the environment. It's a beautiful place to be, especially for your kids. So don't miss it. As students or children go back to school, go get your stationery from there. Now, the moment of truth is here. Drum roll. Brrr. Oh, what do you have me? My guest today is Reverend John Oquaye, President of the African Freelancers College. Yes, you heard me. President of the African Freelancers College. If we'll get to meet the student here, I hear at the moment they have about 150 students being trained in various creative, disciplines, and none of them pays school fees. They've already graduated. Anyway, the man is here. Why am I being the spokesperson? Welcome to TSP with Gifty and T. Reverend, it's good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be sitting here. I've watched you so many times online. And just to be here today is it's amazing.
Thank you so much. What made you come back home to Ghana?
Oh boy. I never ever thought I wanted to return back to Ghana, actually. My brothers left a long time ago. But when they left, I remember the last one when they left London. Then I left London and I went to America and said I wasn't coming back. So after 30 years in the diaspora, I felt like, you know what?
30 years in the diaspora.
I felt like, it was enough is enough. I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to do something. And I just felt a bit empty. And I could do more. So that is when I spoke to my wife. And I said, my wife is not Ghanaian anyway. So it was trying to get her to come to a new land. And I just said, listen, let's go back to Africa and let's do something. And she bought into the vision and then we came back home.
Before then, had your wife come to Ghana before?
Twice.
Had been to Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twice.
Okay.
So,
okay. Let me be a bit invasive before we get to what kind of impact did your mother have on you?
A lot of impact. I had two mothers. My first mother died when I was 3 years old.
When you were two?
3.
3 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a void.
She rest in praise.
Yeah, thank you. And then my other mother came in, and she was a friend. And she passed away a year and a half ago. So it's still raw.
I can tell.
But it was, she was,
Yeah,
I could say she was a friend.
She was a friend.
Yeah, at times, growing up in a house of 6 boys was not easy. You just needed a friend, especially how to navigate around the women.
Right.
Didn't know how to do it, for a little while. But she was a friend. You could speak to her, talk to her, and she had a great impact. She was kind. She was a nurse.
Right.
She was kind. She was hardworking. She was very supportive of my dad. She was always a helping, hand. So when I was getting ready to marry, I think I married a nurse as well because
Okay.
my mother was a virtuous woman. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you, what is the word you would use to describe her? And you used the word virtuous woman.
It's a great minds think alike.
Yeah, she was a virtuous woman. But
Yeah.
do you remember anything about your birth mom? You were very young, 3 years.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting you emotional today, right?
Um,
I wanted to bring your feminine side.
I don't really remember much
Yeah,
apart from her being on a deathbed.
but oh wow, that's
Yeah, that's the
age.
only thing I remember, her
Remember
being on
that.
a deathbed. That was it, really.
But has the two experiences, the mothers you've had, and may they both rest in peace. But I'm sure they're both catching up and looking down. We raised that boy right. We raised that boy right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that they gave you an impression of how womanhood should be, or what womanhood is all about?
Yeah. My mother taught me how to put my laces on. My mother taught me how to put a tie on. My mother taught me how to play cards. My mother, she taught me everything, how to use a fork and knife. And when you sit at a dinner table, how to work your way in from etiquette training. My mother groomed me to be the man that I am today.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my father was just a macho man running around the whole place, but my mother grounded me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you know what I mean, right?
Men, yeah, I get
my dad
you.
was making the
I
money,
get you,
and
money, yes.
of course, being a man, discipline type of thing. But my
Right.
mother was like,
Yeah.
listen, do it this way, go that way, and
Yeah.
so my mother was very impactful. She's truly missed right now.
Yeah. I feel that this is, I don't know, I just feel that this a platform, being a feminine platform, is a platform for you to pay tribute to your mothers.
Yeah.
And I think you've just done that.
Thank
Can
you.
you put your hands together for that? So after 30 years in the diaspora, you decided to come back home. What was on your mind? Yes, you decided, you spoke to your wife, you want to come back home to have an impact, but did you have a plan?
Yeah, I did have a plan, actually. I had a couple of plans. None of them worked out. Yeah, the whole idea was to, so in 2018, I said enough is enough. I was coming to Ghana every 3 months because I wanted to, you just have to be a bit wise. When
Right.
when God sent, when we're going to the promised land, to send the spies
Exactly.
to spy out the land first to see if it was good. And then they came with a good report. So I came to Ghana, spied out the land in 2018.
Right.
I was coming every 3 months, and I wanted to do a real estate project because I looked at the terrain. Real estate was booming. So then I got some partners together, and then when we were kind of ready, COVID happened, and then from 2020 to 2022, I was away, and then as soon as they opened the borders again, we were here quickly before anything happened,
You were in a hurry to
yeah,
come
we were in a
back.
hurry to come back, and I think the crazy part was we wanted to set up this whole thing. Then as soon as we landed, a month afterwards, the city depreciated from like 1 to 7 to 1 to 10, then 1 to 12. And it was very unstable for anyone to do anything real estate. So my partners pulled out. And also we wanted to set up a restaurant. And then again, it was all connected, and
Right.
they pulled out. So all the drawings we did, we had to put a lot of money into all the, the drawings and the surveys and elevations, all that stuff. Animations, very expensive project. And then it all went haywire. But I remember one thing, that anytime I came to Ghana, I used to go to the school in Labadi to do some literacy, teach them how to read.
Okay.
But this time around, I just said, I might as well bring 10 laptops. I just wanted to do more than literacy. I wanted to do creativity. I want to go teach them. I'm a creative director by profession.
Okay.
So I wanted to teach them some creativities, some website design, some graphics, something. So that was the seed for the school. So when everything failed, I remember I was at home one day and my driver was like, you know what? let's do something with these laptops, you know.
The driver?
Yeah, my driver. He was very conceptual. He was like, do something with the laptops. And I just said, no, but it has to be different. It has to be a USP. What's the unique selling proposition? It just cannot be another GH Media or another.
Yeah.
Then I looked at my background. I studied design management at university, and I also studied electronic graphics.
Right.
And so one is a creative endeavor, and the other part was the business side of things.
Okay.
So I just said, you know what? Why did not I start a school where we put creativity and business together? Because once you could do that, you can monetize your creativity.
Right.
Now we're living in a world whereby we have social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no excuse to just be broke and be at home. So I was unemployed, and I thought, let me help people who are unemployed.
Doing well, then you come to home to Ghana to be unemployed.
I'm sitting at home for a whole month, unemployed, and I just said, you know what, I can help other people who are unemployed. So I became the leader of the unemployed. And I realized there were so many people, talented people, educated people. I remember one day I was evangelizing not far from where the school is, and I met this lady, and she graduated with business, with a banking and finance degree, and she's been at home for 4 years, and she started to she went to this fashion school. And as soon as she graduated, she had a placement with Christy Brown.
Yeah. Wow.
And one day she put her stuff on a her WhatsApp status. Yeah. And I called her in. I said, come on, let's have a conversation. And cut a long story short. After 3 years working with Christy Brown, she started her own business.
Right.
She has her own place in Abelling.
Okay.
And she has bought her own car, and she's making a lot of money. So I gave her a call and I said, listen, I want to do a creative school. Mm. So she came over and she gave me advice. And then she said, you know what, you just cannot just do a creative school without doing cosmetology. Mm-hmm. So fashion, it all started off with graphics.
Right.
And the graphics became music production, because I also have a music production background. Yeah. I was a producer for a couple of years. So it was like Taft College is an embodiment of what I've always wanted to do. So then cosmetology came in. I worked in a hairdresser shop for about a couple of months.
You worked where?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
Wow.
I did some hairdressing for a little while. Just before going to university, I had some free time. So I went to the school to go and learn all the cuticles and all the funny stuff.
Wow.
You know, had straightened hair. Yeah, I always wanted to learn something because I love creativity. So I just want to get a broader, perspective what being creative is all about. So that when I'm working with other creatives, because I want to manage creators, right?
Right.
So you need to understand the creative process so you can manage them. So I did a bit of everything. People are laughing at me over there thinking,
Did you know he had done hairdressing? Did you know? Some of you didn't know, right?
So then it all happened, and we put two and two together, and then we said we're going to start a school. Now the school was, again, as we call ourselves, a business school for creative people to develop them into freelancers. And it was going to be a paid school for rich kids who are looking for an alternative to go to school. Not to go to university, but looking for something else. Right. So we procured a lot of high-end equipment. But I remember when I left London in 2010 to go to America, that is when I had a scholarship, a free tuition scholarship. And then I felt led. God was like, remember what they did for you, do it for them. So it went from a high-end creative school to become for everyone to come and enjoy and have an opportunity to learn something creative so you can do something with yourself.
Wow. Should we close and go? No, we'll be back. Yeah, watching TSP with me, Gifty Auntie. Again, let me say thank you to Bigger Drinks, Juice Time 100% fruit juices. We are grateful to House of Food, Auntie Vera and the family. Thank you. 10 years of still supporting us. We are grateful to you. Again, we say thank you to Yep Cleaning Services. They make sure our environment is clean. The E-Gardens, the healing place, Heaven Zen Gardens on Instagram. They gave us our live, proper live plants. You go there and it's a different feeling. Then get your plant from there and have a wonderful time with your plant if you love plants. Even if you don't love plants, she will make you love plants. Thank you so much to Al Cuisine. Thank you for always being there to support us. We're so grateful to all our supporters. We take a break. I'll be back. Welcome back to this amazing episode. We just captured the untold story of Reverend John Oquaye, the president and founder of the African Freelancers College, who is providing free tuition to young people from across Africa, not just Ghana, across Africa. And it's just amazing. If you missed any part, we are on YouTube and we stream on the Standpoint Facebook as well. So you can go and watch it. Let me acknowledge my sponsors. That's the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. The new order of retirement is here. Now you can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy a perfect retirement. It is that easy. The best part is you get to enjoy added benefits of an annual increase every single year. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333, 050-453-4333, or visit www.oldmutual.com or simply dial *789*01 to place a call. Obrapa. Ahoto Enkwa. Again, we say thank you to Vena Mineral Water. Vena Mineral Water has a balanced pH level. It's low in sodium. It has all the required minerals. And they also believe in sharing love and changing lives wherever they find themselves. Catesville, where your child's dream come alive. They are on the Spinks Road, adjacent to the Noble House. Walk in there and give your child the treat of his or her life, from toys to stationery to shoes to bags to school bags to clothes to get for babies and children having their party to balloons. Everything is in there. We are so grateful to them, and of course Telecel is also on board, and we are grateful to them as well. Again, I say thank you to Ayansky for my fabric, and then to Hair Center for my hair. My makeup is by Taiba, makeup products, Sigma by Maybelline, and of course my beads, beautiful beads by Twinny Craft. And this dress was made for me by Dilling House of Fashion. And on the set I have the Reverend John Oquaye, the president, founder, and visionary of the African Freelancers College. At what point in your life did you know that God wants to use you for something?
Oh man, I've always been a Christian, let's put it that way. My father's a pastor.
Yes.
And a lawyer, by the way. And people ask me, how can you be a lawyer and a pastor?
Yes.
Because
we know every time,
it doesn't make sense.
Especially when he became Speaker of Parliament, and you wondered, but he was a pastor and he was preaching.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's the longest thing he's ever done.
Yes,
40 years plus of being a pastor. So it's amazing because I never ever thought I was going to be a pastor. Because I love music. and I was into all sorts of music things, like music production. My cousin is Hummer. And we used to do, we used to have big dreams of doing some stuff. So I used to manage artists and that sort of thing. So I wanted to always win a Grammy award.
For music production.
Yeah. So pastoring, I always loved the Lord. And I've always been an apologist. So anytime in an area where people are talking about Christianity, I'll jump in. Negative about any negative vibes about Christianity, I'll be defending the faith.
Yeah.
So I've always been a defender of the faith because that's just my nature. Okay. But being a pastor, no way, because I don't like public speaking, and I'd rather be in the background making it happen for others.
Right.
I'm not a front type of person. So calling in the ministry was not really my thing until, I got to a place where I realized that I had to get closer to God.
Good.
And then it led to another. And before I realized, Rod Parsley came to London. His mother came and gave me a scholarship that's a whole nother story.
Rod Parsley's mother.
Yeah. Rod Parsley's mother. So now when I rededicated my life to Christ, I hadn't been to church for maybe in about 15 years. I've been to church maybe 5 times. Okay, I was too busy doing other things. And I remember when at one point in time I was a nightclub promoter and I was working with Montel Jordan and a couple of people, Horace Brown. And I remember one day before I did that, I went to one of my uncles and I asked him a question. And I said, what do you think? How would God feel about me being and he said, well, it all depends on where you are. And I just said to myself, well, I'm nowhere with God. I could do whatever I want. So I just, forget church, forget God. Just do your own thing.
I asked that question because I'm a Fanti. And in Fanti, I remember my mother constantly said, Nyamina kwanya acho acho. I don't know if you understand, but
if you say it in God, maybe you understand.
Okay.
Okay.
No more a way say a bed naka straight. It's like the road or God's ways are not our ways.
Yeah.
They are not that clear cut. You may go round and round and round and come back to where you may be lost. You may go like the prodigal son. You go, but he will have a way of bringing you back.
Absolutely.
Back to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, you may not have won a Grammy yet, but guess what? You are winning souls.
I'm training some music producers who are going to win
Grammys.
So their win is my win.
So the school officially started when?
It started in March 2023.
Just last year.
Yeah, last year, and it's been a journey. It's been one of those journeys whereby it's been spirit led. God has provided at every junction, because we've had times when we feel like we're going to close the school down because we're not having the supporters, the partners to partner with us. But God, being so gracious, has given us our daily bread, and He continues to do that. So. Yeah, we just trust in the Lord that, we can continue with this. Hey, if you want to support us.
Definitely. And we'll be calling for support.
We'll do that afterwards.
We'll be calling for support. And of course, at every point in time when we need to, because this is amazing. And I'm told you've already graduated over 115 students.
So in the first year, it was mind-blowing when the phone started ringing that people wanted to come to school. And we have students who came all the way from Cameroon. We have an amazing guy who, I'm sure we'll go into that later.
He's my son now,
Amen.
Shepherd.
Amen.
He's my son now, Shepherd. We'll get to hear his story. But let's first have Ed's about you and, what's made it, because it sounds crazy.
Yeah, it does sound crazy. If you told me a year and a half ago I'll be doing this, I'll say you're crazy. So it wasn't planned. It was God inspired.
And I'm sure a lot of people told you that you can't do this. It's not sustainable. You can't do this.
Not just one person. It's a few people told me that find a job, do something else. It's not
Especially with
simple.
your father being who he is. He is the Michael Oquaye, the senior, the lawyer, the former
Yeah.
speaker, So how can you say you can't find a job? But I
Yeah.
guess that was God doing his own thing.
Yeah, I've never been a person who really enjoyed working for others. I just don't see any joy. I don't get any joy working for anyone. I started working at the age of 18. So, and I just realized it was a waste of time for me because I was too creative to be broke.
I like that. Too creative to be broke.
Yeah. I was too creative to be broke. And I felt like, I remember I went for an interview one day and the guy was like, "What are you doing here? Go and start your own business." Because my mind thinks differently. I'm going 100 meters,
Yeah.
a second,
I have to take a break now,
Yeah.
but I want us to, somebody may be watching you and think, oh, who your father is. You went to the UK very early, went to the US, so you come back, you have the privilege. But you grew up with a peculiar challenge. You are dyslexic. My husband is dyslexic, and my husband, shares his story of his struggles through school, where lots of things were thrown at him. They thought he wasn't intelligent, had to go through to about 10 different schools before he even finished his O level,
Yeah.
and it took years before he was diagnosed to be dyslexic. So I'm sure you went through your challenges as well.
Big time. And I still go through it. It never stops. Going to high school, I had a scholarship to go to high school. And then they took the scholarship away from me because I wasn't getting the grades. So could you imagine being a young student who lost the scholarship? And my father was mad at me because my grandfather was a cocoa, merchant. And we had this cocoa CMB
scholarship, yes.
And they took the scholarship, but when my father had to pay school fees, and he was angry. I hope you can imagine.
Yeah.
Thinking that you were dumb.
Yeah.
But it's not about being dumb. I didn't like what they were teaching me. I didn't like the way they taught me.
Yeah.
They had no creativity involved. I hated school. I went to school, so I was a dancer in high school. I love music. I love dancing.
He was a dancer. Wow.
Yeah. I even danced with Tiwa Savage. She was my dance partner for a little while. We in high school in London.
You did what?
We danced with Tiwa Savage. We were together. We danced on a, we went to school together.
Listen, this man has been to places, You danced with Tiwa Savage.
Yeah.
In Nigeria?
No, in London.
In London, when she was in London,
Yeah.
okay.
And so I didn't like school, but I love education, but I didn't like school.
I
They're
get
two different things.
Do you get a difference? Yeah. The education is different from school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like the methodology. With there's different types of learners. We have the kinesthetic learners, we have the auditory learners, we have the visual learners. And if you try to teach me chew and pour, I'm not interested. I want to hold something, I want to feel something, I want to touch something. I want to watch it again. When I graduated from Bible school, I graduated with a 3.97 GPA. Okay? That's high up there.
Yeah.
Just 3 points away from a 4.0.
Yeah.
What's the highest you can get?
Yeah.
When you learn your learning style, you can study. They cannot help me with my learning style. And I've always been trial and error, trying to figure it out. How can I make it happen? And
Right.
it was a journey. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I never really got the help, especially in school, until I got to university.
Wow.
Okay? And I had an episode, and one thing led to another, and I was diagnosed as dyslexic. Then it made sense.
Yeah.
That all this, it was comfort to me.
Yeah.
That.
And I'm sure it affected your confidence in a way.
No, it didn't affect my confidence. I was too confident then.
Okay.
Right? And confidence comes through knowing you could do something. That is, to me, that's what confidence. A lot of people lack confidence. If I call Minister Lawson to sing, he'll be very confident. But if I tell him to go to court, he will not be confident.
Yeah.
So confidence is based on, is rooted in your ability to do something. And a lot of people who are not confident, they feel useless. I cannot do anything. So the confidence levels kind of comes down.
Yeah.
And it's because people have told them, you're ugly,
Yeah.
you're dumb,
Yeah.
you're stupid. And then it makes you lose confidence. But if you are always feeling pretty or feeling handsome, you always feel,
Confident
So,
about that. Wow.
yeah.
Amazing. And these young people here, I'm sure, have experienced their own breaking points, their rejection, their failures, they are being considered dumb, they are being considered not worthy, they are being considered not, capable of achieving anything because of something that's happened to their lives. But then they found their way to that institution you established.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we get to hear some of the story. We have to capture some of the stories of some of your students. You see why I tell people that I do not give questions when it comes to my show. Again, I feel I have to be led. And I'm sure when you were coming, you didn't think we were going to go to the way we did.
Not at all.
Yes, but it's been led. And I believe that many people out there, mothers, fathers, people struggling in one way or the other, would find some healing and self-worth and know that something good can, including those who have migrated back home and are struggling and find themselves unemployed, may know that there's something that can come. Please put your hands together for them. Normally, I would say this during a bit of me, but in April, I went to see one of my spiritual fathers. I've said this before. On something else, as soon as I walked in, Apostle Dr. E.O. Donko, and he said, let's pray. After ranting and telling him all that I had gone to tell him about. And then after praying, he said, the Lord says, go back, rebrand and repackage your show, and rebrand and repackage yourself. And since May, since we rebranded, this program has been on a different level.
Wow.
And the feedback and the number of people who have been inspired. And I am sitting here listening to your story, and I am so inspired. And for the first time in many months, I feel I did the right thing by listening to that prophetic direction. Wow. I am blessed. What do you go to the communities to announce?
No, actually, now we did not go to the community. What happened was I went to a conference at the British Council.
Okay.
And I met this amazing man. He's called Mark Addo.
Okay.
Mark Addo is the vice president of Ghana Football Association. And we had conversations, and we talked about youth empowerment and that sort of thing. And I told him about TAF, and he said, I need to see what you guys are doing. And then about a couple of weeks later on, he came to the school, and he just said, you know what, I want to partner with you guys. So he said, I sit on the fund, and I have a community of people who just need help.
Yeah.
So let's partner together, and let me bring them to you.
Right.
Mark Otto was super amazing. He brought 22 students from the Western regions. Some of them were doing Galamsey. Some of them were sat at home doing absolutely nothing. And he paid their way. He paid for every single one of them. Where the Teleku fund was trust fund. Okay, and 20 students, he paid their way for them. And he gives them a stipend every month, and he also paid for the accommodation. Wow. So we have 22 students who've come all the way. They get chop money every month. Wow. They have free accommodation, and it's super amazing. Could you imagine if we have 10 of Mark Addos,
right.
or in every community we have them bringing the students over. Could you imagine how many lives that
It
we
will be
can
changed.
change?